Gina Carano reveals Disney and Lucasfilm tried to force her to apologize to the Pronoun Gang. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. Former Mandalorian actress Gina Carano, who played Cara Dune on the show, recently revealed Disney and Lucasfilm attempted to force her to apologize to the Pronoun Gang before the second season of The Mandalorian. Carano spoke with former New York Times columnist Barry Weiss, where she revealed earlier on last year, before The Mandalorian came out, they wanted me to use their exact wording for an apology over pronoun usage. I declined and offered a statement in my own words. I made clear I wanted nothing to do with mocking the transgender community and was just drawing attention to the abuse of the mob and forcing people to put pronouns in their bio. Weiss then detailed that Lucasfilm punished her by excluding her from all press and promotion for the show. Carano stated, "That was heartbreaking, but I didn't want to take away from the hard work of everyone who worked on the project, so I said okay." That was the last time I was contacted about any type of public statement or apology from Lucasfilm. Carano then revealed she found out she was fired from The Mandalorian over social media. I found out through social media, like everyone else, that I had been fired. God. Disney, huh? Carano's statement is revealing. It means that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy and the Mandalorian executive producers Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni didn't have an ounce of human decency within them to even give Carano a call and let her know she had been let go. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's one thing, but revealing all this stuff about these guys care about Star Wars and they're not in for cancel culture and stuff. Both of them bent the knee, didn't do anything. Instead, Disney issued a press statement through Variety condemning and decrying Carano and feeding her to the wolves of social media. The press statement read, "Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future." And if they had stopped right there, as bad as firing her for all this nonsense is, that wouldn't be as nasty. But then there's this line. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. This is defamatory. It is a lie, and it's unforgivable that they did this. And Filoni again and Favreau going to stay quiet on this, Yeah. So, of course, the article here at Bounty in the Comics, the second part of that statement is riddled with lies. Carano never put anything on her social media that denigrated people based on their cultural and religious identities. She shared an image to Instagram stories that was originally posted by Warrior Priest Jim Podcast. The post reads, "Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children." And, of course, that's the statement. By now, you've seen it all. And putting out the warning about when you demonize people, other people start to take advantage of them, and to the point they can be very extreme and dangerous. And so, we know how this story ended up. And so that's the point she was making. So then the insult, some were calling her anti-Semitic. I don't see how you get that from here. But also that, it's a mockery of the Holocaust when you use it for modern political, arguments or what have you. Despite, hey, I think they have it down here. Yeah, here's what Pedro did. Oh, look what's there. Oh, goodness, look what comparison he did. Oh, well, I guess Pedro Pascal's fired too, huh? No. So then there's this image, which the image she uses is not the one people are referring to, but it's, the old, the Zionist rule everything nonsense. But here she's like the power players do this, and, but the power players are the power players, and there's no such thing as the Jewish conspiracy and all that. So this was just sort of glommed on. That's not what she was saying. So she says, "I was under shock and confusion when certain people said it was anti-Semitic. Then as I went to take it down, I noticed that the image was not the same as the one people were referencing. I was honestly confused. Should I take it down or leave it up? I still don't know the answer to that question because taking it down only makes the mob attack you more." Yeah, that's true. And the mob is not interested in your apologies or concessions or anything like that. All they enjoy is punishing you. It doesn't even matter what the issue is. They don't care about these images. They don't. It's just once there's a target, that's it. And there's really nothing you can do. They just enjoy the punishment. They'll get tired of it and they'll move on to someone else. But for the moment, it's you. And they're all happy you got fired. So that's what Twitterverse is. And I guess that's what it's always going to be. Ben Shapiro, who, yes, it's an Orthodox Jew, recently announced his partnering with Carano to produce an upcoming film project, defended Carano. Now, why would he do that if she's this terrible anti-Semite? Well, she's not. So he says, I know what anti-Semitism looks like, being one of the more prominent kippah-wearing people out there. This doesn't chart. I don't like the meme, especially given its origins. But anti-Semitism, like racism, and contrary to the New York Times executive editor's dictum, requires intent. Gina obviously didn't have any such intent. Shapiro then stated Gina isn't anti-Semitic, period. This meme is being resurfaced as a post-facto justification for an unjustifiable cancellation. So Gina wasn't aware of the origins of the original picture and was devastated to hear about it, just as she has been devastated by the absurd and bad faith contention that she is anti-Semitic in any way. So, yeah, that's about it. But back to Disney. Carano's firing has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. It's purely political firing. Disney has no problem keeping people employed who regularly attack Republicans and white people, as Bounding in the Comics has well documented in the past. So here's Sweet Christina, who went on this anti-white rant. And despite the fact people coming forward and saying that, hey, she's not really like that in person and whatnot, or people who know her and everything, and some of the excuses was, she might have gotten really upset during the uproar over George Floyd's death and that sort of thing. And yeah, I could see that, and one or two, but it was a lot, and it was pretty in depth of belief. Is beyond just the moment at hand. So that's all her, and it came from somewhere. It came from her, and but they didn't have a problem with it. They lied and said that she was being harassed for standing against racism. You don't fight racism by being racist. But that just goes to show you this idea that there's some strong values held by the Disney Corporation or Lucasfilm is utter nonsense. So why Pedro and Kristen? Well, they're attacking the right. So Gina attacked the left. That's why she's gone, and that's it. Yeah, I've seen this one where this is actually Palestinian children. It has nothing to do with what's going on at the American border. That's not America. So Pedro's an idiot. That's all there is to that. Finally, Bounding in the Comics ends on a hat tip to Cosmic Book News that pointed out that Chris Evans shared nude photos of his junk to social media, where it was more than likely viewed by underage kids. So how about that? Huh? It's a great band of characters there who have no foundation whatsoever to be passing moral judgments on anybody, let alone Miss Carano here. So there you go. But I mean, the real kicker here is they couldn't even call her. Jeez, what a bunch of a-holes. And at this point, I was just holding out hope that others would come forward, and have some sort of defense for her. Favreau's not going to put up with this. He did. At this, time's run out. It's past time for him to have said or done something. He didn't. So that's it for Star Wars. The Luke Skywalker scene at Mandalorian gave me a lot of hope, and I was really starting to get excited again about Star Wars and all that. It's over. Maybe the Kenobi show will be really good, but that's too bad. Because then you can get invested in that, and get involved in somebody's gonna, and not even might post or tweet something. It's what they didn't post or tweet they get in trouble for. That's why she's in trouble. She wouldn't put her pronouns in her bio. So it's insane. So why invest the time and emotion into a series that's run by the Asylum? So anyway, we'll see what she does with Daily Wire. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.